Right.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We got an exciting event happening. It's an
I'm
event.
hungover,
I
but
had to,
damn, I'm
think
happy.
about the name. I'm just tired. I ain't gonna sleep till like 4
Right.
o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it sucks shooting short films. Oh, now I done fucking lost out of what I was saying. Okay, we're gonna be watching this. We're gonna watch Solo. This is the watch party for Solo, and it's gonna be exciting. Other than I'll probably be asleep halfway through it. Because I'm
Why? This is
I'm
one of the most
tired.
action-packed.
You do not
next
know
to
how-
Rogue
It actually
One.
is.
tired I am.
It does have a
Like
fair amount of
next,
action.
next to Rogue One, this has got a lot of action to it. I
And
mean,
it's
the
not
beginning
like
starts
bad
off
action
slow.
either.
Well, the beginning starts off with action right out the gate. He's getting shot at, and he's trying to hotwire. Like, I think this is fucking.
Y'all are gonna get genuine reactions out of me because I haven't really seen Solo in like
But this
a
is
year and
gonna-
a half.
Bro,
We're definitely
you're
gonna have
married
some
to
fun.
CJ and you haven't seen Solo? What?
No, I've seen Solo. I just haven't watched it since the last time I watched it. And the last time I watched it was like a year and a half. Like Solo's not.
That's
when I
generally
s-
how it works.
when-
I haven't watched it since the last time I watched it.
Yeah, that's
That's
how that
except,
works.
except usually like I'll get it like a movie that I like Star Wars or Tombstone or shit like that, and I'll
Tombstone.
watch them like religiously. I
Right.
like the original trilogy, the sequels. I can tell you those movies forwards and backwards.
Prequels. You don't like the sequels.
Listen, I just got out of bed. I just got.
I just thought I'd make it pretty
Hey,
apparent for
he
the fans.
just
She's
saved
not a
you from
sequels
lot of
fan.
hate. Yeah.
But that's Solo. I've watched
love
it
it.
like twice, and since it came out, I've watched it twice. So I barely remember
saw it
anything
in
of
theaters?
That's he brought home a Chewie for Cass, and it had the goggles on it from Solo. I was like, why the fuck does Chewie look so goddamn weird? And he's like, it's Chewie from Solo, and I was like, what the? They did not make him look that goddamn stupid.
Nope.
Really? I thought he looked the same. He doesn't look
I
that
just thought he had
different.
goggles on.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Chewie
get
with
you.
goggles.
To
Before we
be
get
fair,
too far,
this
I got
was like
some
the
exciting news.
creepiest Chewie.
Oh, what's up, Kyle?
So there is a rumor running around in a theory that Mara Jade is going to show up in Skeleton Crew to prepare for Here to the Empire.
How?
Okay, so I'm gonna start this off with.
They're gonna ruin shit.
Hold on.
She has to be a bad guy.
I'm gonna start this off with. I hope it's just.
Wrong.
I
Well,
hope
I'm just
it's
kidding.
no. Hold on.
Wrong.
I hope it's
Wrong.
them making whatever. I hope it's them making amends for what they did to the sequels. I would like them to try to write that shit out and personally try to do this, and it's like, oh, in another universe, it's this shit.
The true
Well,
reason Luke tried to murk Ben in his sleep was because of trauma caused by Mara Jade.
Well, you can
I would take
understand
that.
they don't have to go the route if they brought Mara Jade in of him marrying Luke and her getting married, because you got to remember when in the beginning when they first met, she was one of the hands of the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
She was a bad guy. She was like a fucking inquisitor that was killing fucking shit. So when they first met,
Which
You know.
which honestly makes Luke have
truly-
major daddy issues when you think
No,
about it.
hang on a second.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
Luke
but
has
at
like
the
a
same
savior
time-
fetish.
But yeah, it does.
He
but at the-
does.
He does.
I call it the Superman complex, where you got to put on the cape and save everybody.
But like
Not
at the
even
same
that.
time,
It's
though,
like
Like,
redeemer
truly-
fetish.
it
Like he wants
truly
to turn
shows.
someone good.
right? It truly shows like
He's
the
like women.
issues with Luke's childhood of just coming out and goes, you know what? She's a bad guy. I'm gonna fuck her.
I dig it. He's like a woman.
Like I honestly
wrong?
think. I honestly think.
Hold on.
No, wait,
Let me see
wait,
this.
Girls
wait,
love bad
wait.
boys that turn good for
No,
them.
hang on a second. It's not so much a daddy issues, it's mommy issues.
But at the same time, Garrison's got a point. It is a woman thing, because I can turn him. I know he's hit me in the face with a baseball bat a few times, and the
girls
metal
love
bat's
that
annoying.
shit.
How about you go fuck yourself, okay?
I know he's hit me in the face
sorry.
with a baseball bat a few times, but I think I can change him. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, Addison isn't quite that far. I've never hit her in the face before, but
I was drinking and partying when I met Tori, so I mean.
yeah, you shouldn't hit people in the face. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
No, it's
Definitely
not.
not a good thing.
No, he kind of attacked me.
It wasn't just you.
Damn,
I
you got hit in
know.
the face with a baseball bat?
Not with the baseball bat, but I did spend 4 years with an extremely abusive person who did like choke slam me on Easter in front of my entire family, and my brother almost killed him.
Not in a kinky way, right?
No,
Nope.
Oh, okay.
no, like
'Cause I was
my
like,
back.
Addison
That
likes
wasn't
that,
kiki in
but-
front of her family. That would
No,
kinda
She
be
like-
likes to be. She likes to be choked.
No, like my
I
back's
was like,
fucked
Addison
up.
likes that. I don't know.
Right? So my back is fucked up. So when I hit
Alright,
the
that's not
ground,
funny.
I just laid there for like 10, 20 minutes, and everybody was walking by me. Are you okay? What's going on? Especially my mom, and I just was not saying
Nobody
anything
helped?
because- well, the words, I didn't even say anything because the words that were going to come out of my mouth was just a string of curse words. Because when I get hurt, like I get in pain, I just get mad. It enrages me. That's how pain, like I deal with pain. And so the words coming out of my mouth was not
Motherfucking-
mom appropriate. Yeah, it was
You
not
didn't
mom
understand the words
appropriate.
coming out of my motherfucking mouth.
And I did not want to curse out while my mom was sitting standing there because
you,
I wasn't
Mom.
about to get my ass beat for a second time in like a 20-minute period, okay?
When I'm overwhelmed, I get Tourette's.
God, I wish I could use that as an excuse. Okay, no, I don't, because people living with Tourette's is horrendous. Like, they live a very, not terrible life, but they live a hard life.
That shit
And
is funny.
it's not something to make fun of, but yeah, I get
Hey,
Tourette's.
but you can't
when-
help it. With people with Tourette's, that shit is hilarious.
Dude,
Like
it's
when
the
they be having an
second
episode,
funniest,
that
like-
shit is funny as shit.
'cause
Cause they just be
disabilities-
cussing
okay,
motherfuckers out and
it's-
shit,
it's
doing all
not
kind of
fun.
weird shit. Like that
I
shit
want to
is
make a
hilarious.
disclaimer. It's not
Hey,
fun
I can
to
joke about that. I got MS.
Yeah. Normally, it's not fun to joke about disabilities, but I feel like that Tourette's
That's
is
the
like,
funniest one out
It's
of all
kind
the
of an
disabilities.
exception.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the most
that's-
funniest one.
Yeah,
Tourette's,
but
and
that's
then
that's
there's
I
one-
ended up getting up like 20 minutes later with help and sitting in my grandma's chair that had the button to recline it. I was like, nope, can't do it. I gotta go home. I need some icy hot patches on my back.
Days of Tori's life.
Before me.
Listen, I was talking to CJ and my sister, and I was like, I swear to God, I have seen people get famous and get big on TikTok by talking about shit that they have gone through. And Jesus Christ, do I have the motherfucking stories. I could get famous in TikTok in
write
like
a
2 days.
book.
Swear to God.
Memoirs of a bartender.
It's not even fucking funny.
Her face when you said that. Yes.
Okay, no. Okay,
All right,
here's
all
one.
right,
Hold
everybody
on,
stop
we're not
attacking
getting into
Tori.
it. Not
I'm
getting
Sorry,
into it.
hey, you can tell me to back off. I'm sorry. I'm just doing it
No,
for the...
you're good. No, Kyle
Do
might
it for the
actually like
gram.
this story. It involves boobs.
I'm on board.
Oh, boobs.
Proceed.
It was boobs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
go ahead.
I actually have no idea who this girl is, like what her name is. She came in like 4 different times. Still have no idea what her name is. I called her Boobs. The first time I ever met her, she came in with one of her friends. She came from the bar across the street. She was already kind of feeling it.
Drunk.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So her friend ends up going back over to the bar across the street. And she is now, like, mingling amongst the small amount of regulars that I have that night because it was a boring Tuesday night. Nobody comes down to the bar to get shitty on a Tuesday. Well, she's...
Now I'm rethinking life. Thanks a lot, Tori. I'm just kidding.
She's like mingling with them, and she's like, okay, I need a drink. And I was like, hey, cool, what do you want? She's like, I want a Bud Light. And I was like, copy, I got you. And so I open her up a Bud Light, give her a drink, and she starts talking about her boyfriend. It came off like a sugar daddy situation, sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. That's at least how it came off to me when I told CJ. He's like, yeah, she's a sugar baby. And
Jealous.
she's talking about how her boyfriend has taken her to Hawaii and Mexico and all these other places. And she's like, yeah, and then I spent $15,000 on my boobs and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's super cool. Do you need another drink or like, what's going on here? I turn to check on one of my other regulars sitting at the bar just to make eye contact with him.
Hold on. You can't. You said this was a story about boobs. I'm waiting to hear more about
Yep.
the boobs.
So I
I'm just
turn,
kidding.
and then within 2 seconds, I turned back to her because his drink was fine. I turned back to her. She had just gotten done talking about her boobs, and I look over back at her, and her shirt is up. And she's just fucking flashing me at the bar, and she's like, see, look, like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, babe, they're nice. I need you to go ahead and put your shirt down. And then...
What they look like?
Party poopers.
I mean, they were okay. I mean, they weren't $15,000 worth of boobs.
Damn.
But, like, she
I
ends
thought
up...
you like the way $15,000. You should be able to set them motherfuckers on the bar, and they should be able to order a drink for you.
Right? Well, she walks over to the pool room, and then I start hearing, like, small little side conversations, and she's, like, yells out to the entire bar, who's got the biggest dick in here? And then nobody's, like, responding. Everybody's like, what in the fuck is happening? And she's like, no, like, it's nothing to be, like, scared or, like, ashamed or anything about. I'm just curious. And then I turn back over and look at her, and she now has her pants down, and she's showing everybody her fucking vagina. And I was like, babe, I need you to please
Jesus
keep your
Christ.
clothes on. Like, I need everybody
was
in
on
the bar
ecstasy.
to keep
Jesus.
their clothes on.
This bitch.
And then
Jesus.
one of my regulars comes in from the pool room about 20 minutes later, and he's like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go outside to my car.
Chris.
And
I'm
Chris.
grabbing condoms.
And she ends up, like, following him out there, and then he doesn't come back. He's like, I'll be back. And he doesn't come back. So 15 minutes after he leaves, I look at one of my other regulars, and I was like, I'll give you $5 that he's getting blown in the parking lot. And he's
Yeah, I
not
think he's
coming
doing-
back in.
Think he's doing
And
more than
sure
he's
shit.
getting blown.
I see him the next day, and I was like, so, Chris. He's like, what? And I was like, I need you to settle a bet for me. Did you get blown in the parking lot? And he's like, yep. He's like, motherfucker. Straight up. But my boss, like, the owner of the bar, ended up calling me and being like, hey, like, how's it going? Like, what's going on at the bar? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, everything's fine, except for I've had to tell this lady to put her clothes back on, like, 3 different times.
Great traffic. Great traffic.
Yeah, but I never knew her name. All that I knew about her was
That's a
she flashed me
disappointment.
my boobs, Jesus Christ, her boobs, and so that was her name. And then she ordered a gin and tonic the next time she came in. And she's
I
like,
was sitting at the bar when she did
like,
it.
I was like, okay, well, or not a gin and tonic, a gin martini. And I was like, okay, well, I haven't made a gin martini in a few years, so, you know, just bear with me. It's not hard to make, and I go back and give it to her, and
Yeah.
she's like,
hold on. Do you work at like a dive bar?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really a dive bar drink,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So, like, I take it over to her, and she's like, it's good, but it needs to be a little bit dirtier. And I was like, yep, I could do that. And then I grabbed the cup, like, the glass, and as I'm walking back, I said to myself, and one of my regulars heard it and started laughing, and I was like, I figured that would be your only critique. So I just put more olive juice in there and gave it back.
I figured
All
that
right,
would be.
so we are, like I said, we're about to do solo. We're about to do the watch party. So follow the instructions, or they're not the instructions. There's a link in there that says in the comment section or in the description section of this video. They'll send you over there to the to where we do the live stream at, because we can't do them here. It sucks, you know. We get a copyright strike. So we're gonna be doing that, and we will see you guys in. Well, no, actually, how long we been on this motherfucker?
13 minutes.
13 minutes. Okay, so we can stay on here a little bit longer. We'll get off at about 10 minutes ago, so we can
I'll
get
see
everything set up.
I was like, I want to watch some movies
All
so I
right,
can take
guys,
a nap.
we got Star Wars team leaders here. Bodie's here. Darth Car's here. Hey, guys, let me ask you a question, because you guys kind of didn't answer me last time. Do you guys want us to comment through? Do you want us to do commentary through the movie, or do you guys want everybody to be quiet and we just watch the movie? What do
I
y'all
mean,
want us to
personally,
do?
I'd love to hear more about boobs, but
Well, I think I'll be distracted from Solo if I'm thinking about boobs. I don't know, because
I don't know.
nah.
We-
What you do is you watch Solo and Game of Thrones, so you can see that one chick and then look at her boobs.
yeah.
Yes.
Garrison has thought this through.
Thank you.
Akari says, do what you want. I don't care. What about you, team leader? Boobs are nice. Thank you, Akari. Boobs are nice. More of a butt guy, but boobs aren't bad either. Commentary is chill. We've all seen this movie. Oh, wow, that's Bodie. What up, Bodie?
I've never seen. No, I'm sure I've seen it.
I love this fucking movie.
I didn't even know this movie existed.
What kind of fan are you? God. Maybe you should just
A
stay in
mediocre
bed.
one.
Dude, the more I watched, like,
What's up,
so the first
Infected?
time I watched it, I didn't like it, and then I liked it more as I watched it again and again and again. So it's like, yeah.
Man.
I mean, there's things that I would change, but it was pretty
Once
good.
again, let's go Boston. Game 7 tomorrow.
Fuck.
Fuck,
So
let's
good.
go. Just gonna say
It's,
it once.
I just
Fuck
hope Boston
Miami.
wins because I hate Denver. I hate Denver more than I hate Boston. So
We need to take
That's
the lead in
crazy.
championships anyway. So I'd like for Celtics to go and then go and beat up on Denver and then bring home a ring to Boston. It's been too fucking long for my taste.
I mean, it's been a lot shorter than it has been for a lot of other teams.
They're talking right now
Charles
about
Carly
how,
said, "Who's
should we
Solo?"
give
what? Okay, wait a minute. Who's Solo? I know
Bodie's
you're
like,
not being serious.
Bodie's funny. Bodie's like, let's not minimize the mother dragons and her books to that one chick, LMAO. Well, her boobs, but I can't remember what her name is. Fuck.
I said I haven't even watched all Game of Thrones. I started watching it and then I just ran out of time.
I think honestly, this is probably one of my like top 5 favorites. Like I think it's like number 3 or 4.
Aww.
It sucks to suck.
What are you talking
Man, she dropped her Vic.
about? No, I'm talking to you. I said, what are you talking about?
Solo.
This is
It's in
one
my
of his
top 5
favorites?
favorite movies. I honestly loved it.
Like Star Wars movies or movies of all time?
Star Wars movies, not movies of
Oh.
all time. There's 2 Star Wars movies that are in my movies of all time.
Not for me. Star Wars
New
counts as
Hope and
one
Empire?
movie. All the Star Wars count as one
What?
in my top
I know
5.
Hope and Empire.
No.
Revenge of the
Fucking New
Sith.
Hope.
I will watch over
It's
just
Revenge
about
of the
anything
Sith
other
and
than
Empire.
John
Obi-Wan
Wick.
was a bad
Oh
motherfucker.
no, I love the shit out of John Wick.
And
John Wick
Empire,
is dope.
Han Solo was just...
Have you seen the last John Wick,
Yeah.
Kyle? Did
Hell
you like
yeah, I
it?
went and seen it the day it came out. Hell yeah.
okay.
You know,
Did you like
you
it?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a
It's good.
huge John Wick fan. I see it, like, the movies are good, but you would think after the first person killed the damn dude's dog,
They
they'd
would
be like,
back
hey,
off.
let's not fuck with his dog. It's the same thing with Taken. Like, first of all, you gotta think about, like, at what
How many
point
times you
does
gotta
he...
get your ass kicked?
Well, at what point does he sit back and look at his parenting that his child has not been, or like his child or a member of his family has not been kidnapped not once, but 3 different goddamn times?
fair,
Like, you
fair.
gotta think about you as a parent at that point.
You have a certain set of skills, and parenting is not one of them.
Right? Fuck. I have a very specific set of skills. Fucking not being a parent. That's not it. The bitch has gotten kidnapped 3 different times now. You've gone into
Hard
the world
game.
and killed people.
At this
like,
point,
at some
she
point,
deserves it. Like, come
right?
on.
Like, are we sure she's being kidnapped or is she just running away?
I don't know. My wife said something about going to see the new Fast and the Furious. I said, they made another one?
Fuck
Jesus
that.
Christ,
It's the
holy
last
shit,
one.
man. I stopped watching them after 3.
Hell
No,
no.
so the only reason that they went up to 10 was because Paul Walker had said in an interview in the early 2000s about, because somebody had asked him, an interview asked him, was like, how many fasts are you guys going to do? And he's like, we're going to do like 10. It's going to be Paul Walker and a walker. Like, everybody's going to be rolling around. Like, he made that joke. And so that's the only reason that they went up to 10, is because Paul Walker said they were doing 10.
Yeah, the money had nothing to do with it, clearly.
No, it was just the promise. It was just the promise.
It was this movie, as much as the last one was, like, the end of it was in memoriam to Paul Walker, this movie really was Paul Walker's memorial
They already
movie.
did 10 because you got Hobbs and Shaw. They got to count as one of them.
That does not count. Just like how, like, Solo and Rogue One doesn't
They
count in
They
the
count.
Star Wars, like,
They count.
row
the
of
Skywalker
things.
saga, but they still count because they're part of it.
Yes, it still counts, but it doesn't count. So that Hobbs and Shaw was like an offshoot. So that doesn't count as a Fast and a Furious movie.
I don't know.
Well,
I stopped
this
watching
is the
it
last
after,
one,
like,
and I
3 or
only want to
4.
watch it. I only want to watch it because of how fucking funny they made Jason Momoa as a bad guy.
And Paul Walker's daughter is in it.
I don't know. Like, dude. I think the last one I seen is where he jumps out the car and catches the chick and slams down
Oh
on another
my
car
God.
over
Oh,
the 2
yeah.
bridges. I said, this is stupid as
What
fuck.
about when he
You would have
catches
been
a
dead as shit. You would have been dead as fuck.
Listen, and I had that same conversation. I was like, and I even brought Superman into it. I was like, you know what? The physics of all of that, like, he really did kind of, like, yeah, she's alive, but now she has to deal with, like, broken ribs,
Yeah,
probably
you
a
broke her
fractured
neck
back.
at least.
Like,
Dude, they
her
would've
neck's
both
gonna be
been
fucked
dead
up.
as
Like, it's a
fuck.
whole thing. Your hand's probably broken. Your arm's probably, like, you really did more damage. And someone was like, no, not really. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, look at Superman. When Superman is flying at top speed and hits Lois Lane to catch her, the physics in that would not actually work. The physics would have Lois Lane dead on explosion of touching Superman. So
explode.
really, Superman didn't save her because the physics doesn't fucking work. It's the same shit. And they're like, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The only time the physics makes sense is somebody's falling, he's dropping down to catch them, and he catches them while they're falling. That's the only time physics works when you catch somebody that's falling. Is when they fall and you're going down with them.
I like.
That's the only time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and you
like
do that small
Spider-Man.
little-
Yep.
Spider-Man was like the one movie where they took the physics in.
Oh,
Like,
no, they
where
fucking
she
acknowledged
catches
all
her?
of it.
Yeah,
All of it.
he like catches
That's
her
a new
with his web.
podcast, The Physics of Movies, starring Tori and CJ.
Oh, sure. I go on rants.
Star
I
Wars
just think
sucks. You can't go faster than the speed of light.
I mean, theoretically you could. We just don't have the technology for it. Theoretically, you could essentially go in hyperspace. However, because there's people that's broken the sound barrier, all of that, that's a normal
That's
thing.
sound. That's not light.
I know, but the sound barrier, like, theoretically, you could. We just don't have the technology in order to do it. We're not that advanced. Star Wars is just more
All they gotta
advanced
do
than
is
us,
figure out
even
how
though
to
it
get-
happened a
they
long
got
time
that
ago.
atom smatchers that runs at like the speed of light when it smashes the atoms together. So technically,
Yeah,
we
and
can
it
go
causes
faster
the
than speed.
Yeah,
Mandela
the
effect.
Hadron Collider,
Yeah, so you know, with that, I mean, we have the technology. We just don't
We
know
just
how
don't
the
know how-
technology for us to do it yet.
Yeah, we just don't
Or, like,
have the
people.
technology to put it into vehicles. So
Because you gotta think about it.
theoretically,
If you're flying
you
at the
can't
speed of
make
light
any
and you
like
stop, you're
object
gonna be
go
dead.
faster than the speed of light. Like in special relativity,
Like the human body
We
is
just
not
haven't
meant
because
to
like
go
the
that
speed
fast
of
part in
light
science
is like
yet.
the speed limit. Like it's the fastest thing known.
listen,
Right
Garrison.
now.
Listen, Garrison. We just got to the point where somebody made an actual lightsaber that's just the hilt, not a whole backpack Ghostbuster style and a fucking thing that's going, like a tube that's going to the hilt. We just made an actual lightsaber, so we could end up in the future going into hyperspace in like
Hey, I'ma
another
tell you, so-
70 years.
On the Rogan show, he had some scientist on. I can't remember his name, but they're trying to build an atom computer, a computer that is not digital. It's like
Yep.
made out of an atom.
Yep.
Like atoms, fucking are sending the information. Like fucking, it's crazy the way he's talking about it. It'll make all our digital computers look stupid. Like they're just dumb. That motherfucker will be able to think at the fucking instant that we think. That's how smart this fucking computer is, because it's organic. It's made out of atoms. And the way the atoms control information, it just
Everything's
fucking,
made out of atoms.
well,
That's-
I mean,
but-
fucking using atoms for the code
Compounds.
instead of fucking digital zeros and ones and shit. And
binary.
like
Binary
China, like there was like several countries that are they're fucking trying to figure out this technology now. They're getting pretty close. So pretty soon we're gonna have fucking computers that are fucking just like
That's CJ
It just-
doesn't like watching certain genres of movie with me, like sci-fi
She ruins
and
it.
shit like that. Like if it's an action movie, I
Interstellar was the shit.
I have wildland firefighter knowledge. So, and I'm a
What?
pirate. Yes.
That's
Um,
random. That's cool.
No, because her
Sorry, I
her brother was a wildland firefighter, and he still kind of is. Like
He's an engine boss, and you know, with me being a slight pyro, I've always been, and then how motors work and the whole combustion thing, like you have to know the basics of ignition and all of that. So I know how explosions are gonna work. I know how fires are gonna move and how they're gonna work. As much as you can't predict fire, you kind of can. Like there's a whole thing. So like CJ hates watching action movies with me because I'm like, that's not how that'll explode. The explosion does not happen that way. There has to be another thing there, and I have to. That's cool. I have to like. I break, and he's like, "Will you just fucking stop?
Irritates
Will
me
you
so much.
fucking stop and just watch the movie?" And I'm like, "I can't. It's inaccurate."
I get it.
I
No,
literally
I'm the same way.
I get
My part
so
ain't even
I love
about
her to
that.
death. I love her to death, but sometimes she's too fucking smart for her own good. Like it literally her and my daughter both. They'll be sitting there, they'll watch something, she'll commentate, and then later on she will be like looking at her phone and Phoenix will say something. I'll be like, "Would you both just shut the fuck up and watch the movie?" It's a movie.
I do
It's a
that
fucking
on the
movie.
breakdown of how the video is made. Like if I see a green screen or I see something out
my
of place
God,
or
that's
shit,
the
that
worst
shit
thing.
fucking drives me nuts. Like, oh
That's
my god.
I point him out to CJ too. I'm like, "That's a green screen. That didn't match up. The music score doesn't make any sort of sense here because the science of music and the science of colors." Like I break down everything. He rarely likes to watch movies with me.
I only do it. I wouldn't say I
we
do
watch
it as
Murder
much as I
Docs.
used to because my wife yells.
That's
at
me,
All
but
right,
like,
we got to
and
get
then
off
like,
of here.
oh, okay. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
we will
that's
see
fine.
you guys over there on the other thing. Remember, the link is in the description of this video. Just click the link, and it should take you right over there to the. Or I don't know if you could click it. Can you
It's
click
also
links?
over on. It's also over
on Instagram.
on the Instagram story. I just
Okay,
posted on the
yeah,
Instagram
so-
story.
So everybody go and
Right.
definitely come and check us out. All right.
Cheers.